The only thing I could think before this fight started was how thick my opponent's skull looked. He had a big breeze block head. He throws hard immediately with a 1-2, and I use a long guard and deflect it with my shoulder. Again, same thing. I keep a tight guard, don't want to give anything away too early. He throws an uppercut and I counter with a left hook. Uppercut's a good shout if you've got someone like me. Tight guard, try and come through the middle, why not? He shoots in, and I immediately feel his muscles, his whole body turn to like concrete. He is using so much energy here, so I don't try and match him. That would be an issue if I tried to match him, because as soon as we break the clinch, I'd be as tired as he is. So I try and keep almost Anderson Silva energy of just relaxed. My back's against the fence, but I'm comfortable. I'm not going to put too much effort in. I dig my underhooks in, but I don't dig them too deep. I don't want to look for that deep underhook where he can attach his whizzes and use his black belt in judo to try and throw me. So I'll keep my underhooks pretty shallow, just around armpit height. It's enough to defend the takedown, but it's not too much where it'll expose any kind of overhook throws that he can use. So he's just forcing me to the fence. Forcing me. Even here I have double underhooks, and he still just keeps pushing. But I keep my underhooks shallow. Again, armpit kind of level. I don't want to dig them up fully round to make a body lock just yet, because that gives him access to the throw. I get my left elbow inside, looking for some space to knee, but the way he's forcing in that much, it makes it difficult to knee. I predicted a second round finish for this fight, and the reason being that he came out throwing hard, and I've seen that from his previous fights. He would clinch and use a lot of effort and just push in. I keep that right underhook tight, left underhook, and now I dig the collar tie. And in this position for a second I call the sakadao. I call this the sakadao position, where you just hands gripped, head under the chin. It's probably got a different name in Greco, and some Thai coaches will probably call it something different, but there's just a fighter called sakadao I love back in the day who used this position a lot. I'm looking to land my strikes, but I get over eager with it, and I throw a left elbow, which gives him space to turn me back to the fence. Again, I don't want to panic with this. I don't want to force myself off the fence immediately and use loads of energy. I'm just trying to run his tank down. Kind of meet him when I need to meet him, relax when I need to relax. This way I can get the break a bit better. I'm keeping my head position, shallow overhook on the right side, and I'm looking for the tie clinch. I try and cut him off with a left hook, but it just falls short, and I'm back to this tight boxing guard. Looking to pick my openings. He was quite hittable. He's landing jabs on me. I'm just trying to jab through the middle here, tap him with a left hook. He throws these shots, but I immediately feel them on my guard. I feel them on the top of my head. And compared to the shots he threw as he came out all guns blazing at the start of the fight to then, it was like two different people. It'd taken about 60% of the power away. 2 minutes left in the round. I look for quite a sloppy low kick, and then left hook, roll left hook. He taps me with a left hook. I'm just trying to do this kind of leaning jab, keeping my hips back, making it difficult for him to take me down. If I came in bolt upright, throwing that jab, he could step under and get under me. That's what I feared through the fight, was getting hit with that tensed judo throw. But he got it, and I managed to build up on the underhook. That's the downside of those judo type throws, whizzer throws, is that you land on your opponent's underhook, which I had, which gave me the option to get back up. When I felt the time was right, I changed my underhooks from that shallow armpit position and committed to the body lock around the back. That let me step over, hit him with that kind of Polish throw. I'm sitting on his legs here, and he's a bit awkward. I can still feel him stiff like a statue. He's taking big hard breaths, and he's just posting on both arms. I'm trying to wrist ride him, but again, he feels like a statue. I'm just staying heavy on him. I know how much energy he's using here, and I look for these strikes. A couple of decent ones, but not loads of power on him. Now he's worked really hard to get back up. I'm just hanging my weight on him, trying to trip him the other way. But he's back into the clinch, which is good for him. He takes me down, and like I've said before, work for 2 seconds or work for 2 minutes. As I hit the floor, I hip bump, and I didn't expect to get on top, but it was just the timing of it. I get on top, get on mount. He rolls out of panic, and I take the back. Both hooks in, looking for shots, looking for the legal targets, not trying to hit the back of the head. Got these hooks in, coming towards the end of the round, good stamp on the round. And the ref breaks it, and it's actually tricky to break from here because I have my ankles hooked around his calf, and I'm kind of stuck to him. It's a bit awkward. I predicted a second round finish for this fight, and here we are into the second round. I can tell how tired he is off of squeezing, using all that strength in the first round, so now I'm going to look to establish my boxing a bit more and throw more combinations. I'm trying to throw that jab with no wind-up, kind of shooting my hips back as a jab to make it difficult for him to shoot under. I go for a left hook on the break because his right hand is dropping each time. Normally I like to land the liver shot, but it's not there that much this fight because his right hand keeps going low. I pummel into a double unders, kind of on instinct to stop him throwing punches, but I realise that he's tied my arms up so I can't hit. I break, go right uppercut, left hook body, and he circles off. I can feel his punches have lost about 50-60% as he's hitting my guard, as he's hitting the top of my head sometimes, from all that clinching, from all that energy he's been putting out. I'm looking for that left hook on the counter. Just tap him with the jab, block and go second. I go oblique kick into high kick, but I'm a bit off balance off the high kick, so I just use a little shoot. Not a fully committed shoot, just to get him off me for a second. I come up into a clinch and throw two right elbows over his collar tie. Left hook on the break again. Keeping my hands really tight, kind of like B-Tech Mexican. I go left hook again, because his right hand's so low. That left hook was there so much in this fight. Little side kick to the knee. And I just feel him touching on the guard, and I'm happy just to eat them on the guard, because he's there to be countered. He's not hitting and moving. He's throwing two shots like that. Not a lot of power, just touching the guard, and then the counter's there. I go right hand and delay it a little bit. Something that can help your left hook is just that slight delay, not throwing it immediately. Go right hand, slight delay, left hook. It takes a bit of confidence to stand in there and not keep throwing, clinching, or getting out of there, but it can really help you land it. Just that second to see where the target is, and just for them to relax a second. He shoots and I go guillotine because he's badly hurt. He's a little bit out on his feet here. I use that left shin and right leg over the top to force him to his back. That's the thing I like about the guillotine that way, is he can't jump over. To defend, he has to go to his back. But I don't like how I'm not landing any strikes here. So I let him up and follow him to the fence and look to get busy with my hands again and an elbow. I knew the UFC were in town. The UFC were at the O2 the next day. There would likely be talent scouts here. So I wanted to put on a show. I didn't want to let him stall me out. I go left hook again. That left hook there is there all night. But it's starting to hurt my hand, truthfully, by this point. I go jab, landing the left hook, another left hook, looking to fold this elbow over, but it's not there, so I go for the knee. And at this point, I'm thinking, he can eat my hands all day, so I need to start elbowing, I need to start landing knees. I go for this high kick, he blocks. I go left hook off the high kick just to recover my stance. And I'm popping that jab again. My left hand's hurting here. I try and just let him circle out and end up in southpaw or right hook, but it doesn't land too clean. I'm tracking him down, trying a bit of southpaw. Left straight, right uppercut, not the most solid shots, and I whiff big on a left hook there. I try and left hook and he gets inside. He's taking it to the clinch, and at this point I'm thinking, you know, I should start to knee and elbow. If someone's got a great chin and your hands are hurting, try and land those knees and elbows to put them away. They're so much more solid than just your hands, and your hands can break dead easy. I pummel into a double collar tie, and because he's that tired, he's not really moving to defend. I go big right knee, left elbow, right elbow. I was really inspired by the finishes that Anderson Silva had over Rich Franklin. Those kind of efficient finishes where he's not throwing with both hands, bam, 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 but he's more just framing one shot, knee to the head, knee to the body. So if it took me 5 hours to finish him, I would be fresh for 5 hours. I've got this head position, and I look to pummel in to the double collar tie again. He's tired, and he lets me land two knees. I'll left hook him as he circles away to cut the cage, and a right elbow. I got to give him credit where credit's due. His heart is tremendous, and actually the last punch of the fight was that one he threw, and I just leaned back before the ref got in. So I jump on the cage and ramble some nonsense about pizzas, palmos and belts and what have you. Well, yeah, decent win.